Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going through my everyday makeup bag. I do these once every couple of months because I love showing you guys what I'm currently using and loving. I change up my everyday makeup bag almost weekly. I add in new products, I take things out depending on what I'm trying and loving. Right now, most of the products that are in here have been in here for a while because I just have been loving them so much. So I thought it was a good time to go through everything since so many of these products have become such big staples in my everyday makeup routine. So I'm going to be going through all the products and I'm also going to be showing you guys what they look like in application. I did film myself putting this full face of makeup on. This is my current everyday look, so I show you how I get it done, and I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy it. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments as per usual, and let's get right into it. So starting off first with the skincare that's in my everyday makeup bag, I actually don't keep really anything from my actual skincare routine in here, mainly because normally I already have done my skincare routine before going into doing my makeup. Typically I do like to keep a moisturizer with me, but honestly the moisturizer that I'm using at the moment doesn't fit in here. So I'm not able to. That's really the only reason why that's not in there. But I do make sure to keep my SPF in here. And I don't just have one, I have two SPFs that I'm actually both currently testing out and have been loving. Because my SPF is in my makeup bag, it helps me to just not forget to put it on. The first one and the one that I apply today is from Josie Maran, and this is the Get Even Sun Milk. It has SPF 33 and it is a mineral sunscreen. I'm a really big fan of the original Josie sunscreen. I really loved it because I found that it actually sat really nicely underneath makeup. It was a very hydrating texture. It did lean slightly on the greasy side sometimes, which I actually did enjoy because I do have a drier skin type. What I really like about this new one is that it's actually not greasy at all. And I feel like greasy isn't really the right word. It just more so had like a slip to it after applying it. This really does melt into the skin and it does not have that like slippy texture, so it really doesn't disrupt or change the foundation. I'm very sensitive when it comes to sunscreens, especially when it comes to the texture and the scent, and this is perfect because it's super lightweight and the scent does not smell like sunscreen at all. It really actually smells very pleasant. It kind of has a little bit of a fruity scent, which I really like. And another sunscreen that I've been testing out in my everyday routine has been the Biossance Squalane and Zinc Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. I actually bought this when I was recently in LA. You can't get this in Canada, unfortunately, which is super annoying. So I actually made a point to pick this up specifically when I was in the States. I can see why so many people like this. This is another really great lightweight sunscreen that really doesn't feel like sunscreen or smell like sunscreen. It kind of just disappears into the skin and I absolutely love that. So these two guys, even though they are fairly new in my life and I haven't used them a ton, I can tell already that these are going to be huge staples of mine moving forward. So now let's move on to the foundations that I've been keeping in here. So obviously trying makeup is a huge part of my job, and trying new products, especially in my everyday routine, is really important so that I'm able to understand them and give them a good review for you guys and tell you guys all about them. So I do like to put those newer products in my everyday bag just to get myself to try them out for you guys. The Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation has been a foundation that I've already been using for a couple weeks now. I did do an entire dedicated review on this. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it down below. This is my current favorite foundation. I cannot get enough of it because it's so natural looking. It's so lightweight. It does not feel heavy. It doesn't settle. It wears super well and it just looks fresh and healthy on the skin. And it really is just such a joy to wear. Like, I don't really find that I have to worry about this throughout the day. The other foundation that is very new in my life, I've only worn this one time so far, is the Makeup Forever HD Skin. I actually tried this out for the first time in a vlog. I don't know if I'm posting that vlog before or after this video. I already posted it. I'll link it down below, but if I haven't posted it yet, it should be up very soon. I will tell you already that this is another foundation that is definitely very much up my alley. I do feel like these guys are kind of similar. This is another very natural looking foundation, great for every day, but it still has some pretty solid coverage to it. I love the way it wore the first time that I wore it. I can't give you guys my final review yet because I am still testing it, but like I said, that's why it's in my everyday makeup bag, because I need to test it a little bit more. I almost totally forgot to talk about the third foundation that's in here. It was totally hiding underneath all the products. This is the M Cosmetics Daydream Cushion, and this is a cushion foundation from M Cosmetics. obviously. This is not a new product, and this is another like old favorite of mine that I tend to kind of go back to every once in a while. And I recently rediscovered this from my Rare Beauty X M Cosmetics video that I did not too long ago. I hadn't worn this cushion foundation in such a long time until doing that video, and it just reminded me of how gorgeous this product is. It has a gorgeous light to medium coverage, and this is the one that I've been going to when I do want a little bit more of like a lightweight foundation look. And especially going into the spring and summertime, that's typically the time that I like to pull this thing out. And because we're heading to the spring, I popped it into my makeup bag to wear it a little bit more because it's so beautiful. For my concealers, I have 3 of them, which is definitely a little bit excessive. Don't necessarily need 3 concealers in my everyday makeup bag, but I do use these for different types of looks depending on what I'm going for on that particular day. First concealer that I have here is one that is constantly flowing in and out of my makeup bag. I've had this in my life for a long time. It's one of my holy grails. It's really, really beautiful for every day because it's quite hydrating and it has a really nice medium coverage. So when I am in the mood for more of a lightweight makeup look, this is the concealer that I go for, and it's the Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Full Coverage Concealer Fluid. And these two guys are more full coverage. So this is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer, and then this one is the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser, which is the one that I'm wearing on my face today. So the Lancome concealer is the one that I like to go for when I'm not wearing a foundation, but I still want a little bit of coverage throughout my face. And I really like the fact that it has more of a natural matte finish, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to set it with a powder. And I find that it really just blends and meshes into the skin really nicely. Before I pop this into my makeup bag, the concealer that kind of did that for me was the NARS Soft Matte. Because we were in the middle of the winter, I did find that that one was a little bit too drying for me at that moment. So that's why I switched it out for something slightly more hydrating, but still with that same type of finish. And this one has been great. It's one of my favorite concealers. And then the Clinique Even Better is the one that I wore today. This concealer is just so good, especially if you do like something a little bit more full coverage. What I really love about this is the consistency. It's a little bit on the thinner side, so it just sits very naturally on the skin despite that fuller coverage. And I find that it gives a very flawless look to the skin. So this has definitely been another huge favorite of mine recently. Powder. Do I really need to even tell you why this is in my everyday makeup bag? This is the Kosas Cloud Set. If you've been watching really any of my videos over the last year, you know how much I love this powder. It still has been and will continue to be, probably for a very long time, one of my favorite everyday powders. It is very lightweight. It is not powdery at all, works great for dry skin, and it also has this really nice blurring effect as well. And it works so well with really any combination of base products. Like, this is not a finicky product at all. You guys know how much I love it. And yeah, of course, we love the Kosas Cloud Set here. Now let's talk about bronzers. I can sometimes be a little bit crazy when it comes to bronzers because it's one of my favorite makeup products. So sometimes I'll have like 6 bronzers in here, and that's not even exaggeration. But I try to scale it back, and now I only have 2 bronzing products in here. So for cream, I've been using the M Cosmetics So Soft bronzer, and this one is in the shade Summer. Such a stunning everyday cream bronzer. I also really love cream bronzers in a stick because then I could just draw it on my face, so it's super quick. And you're gonna see in the application video when I do blend this out, it blends out in like 2 seconds. It's not finicky at all because it is a little bit more of like a creamy formula, and it blends out to be just a really nice wash of color. It doesn't over apply super easily, but it is definitely a buildable product. So it's great for day to day because I can just swipe it on, don't have to worry about over applying. I blend it out in 2 seconds with a beauty blender or a brush, but I am also able to build it up if I do want something more intense. I do really like a stick packaging, especially for an everyday makeup bag, just because it's so much more compact than having a million compacts. So that's also something that I always keep in mind for my makeup bag because I mean, I carry a lot of products with me and I don't always want to carry around big bulky products. So it's good to note. I do typically like to set my cream bronzer with a powder bronzer, but I like something that's very lightweight so that I don't completely get rid of like the nice creamy glow that the bronzer gives me. So I've gotten back into the Kosas Golden Bronze bronzer, and this one is in the shade medium, and I really like this because it has a very nice glow, and you're also able to apply this quite sheerly as well, so it doesn't like make the bronzer look super intense when you do layer this on top of the cream. And because it also has that glow, it actually adds to the glow of the cream product rather than, you know, mattifying it completely. And of course, works beautifully on its own as well. So for blush products, I have 3 that I'm currently keeping in my everyday makeup bag. The one that I did not apply today is one that I've spoken about quite a bit recently, so I didn't feel like you guys needed to see a demo of it since I think I demoed it like twice in 2 of my recent videos. This is the Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Hope. I have not been into like more pinkier blushes for a very long time, but I think this just converted me. And I think a lot of people would really love this color because it has such a nice softness to it. It's not in your face pink. And I've really learned to very much love and appreciate the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. They just last and wear so nicely throughout the day. The other 2 blushes that I have in here are the Rose Ink Lip and Cheek color in the shade Foxglove and the Laura Mercier blush color infusion in Grapefruit. So ever since I purchased Foxglove from Rose Ink, it has been living in my everyday makeup bag. I don't think I have even taken this out because I just love this color so much. It's a really stunning kind of muted, bright coral. I know that is a contradiction and really makes no sense, but that is really the best way to describe this type of color. And because I have been a little bit more simple on the eyes as of late, I really do like a more intense cheek color, and this color really does give you that beautiful like pop and intensity, but it's still very, very wearable. Recently though, I discovered that Grapefruit, which is one of my go-to blushes that I take out pretty much only in like the spring and summertime, really complements Foxglove pretty much perfectly. So I have been layering these 2 lately just to kind of give myself a little bit more of like a long wearing blush look, because the Rose Ink blushes, even though I love the formula, it is a cream, and when I do wear it on its own, it does wear a little bit quicker than I would like, and it doesn't stay as bright and intense as when I first apply it. So layering a little bit of this on top just locks it in and gives me a little bit more of that color too. So instead of just wearing this on its own or this on its own, put them together and it creates the perfect combination. Okay, so for the highlighter that I've been using lately, I rediscovered my Vesca Stargaze Luminous Glow highlighting powder in the shade Moonlight. I definitely do prefer cream and liquid highlighters, but honestly, all of my cream and liquid highlighters are so massive. I don't love keeping it in my everyday makeup bag. And so I've been using the Vesca Moonlight because even though this is a powder, I find that it gives a very cream-like glow to the cheeks. It's not super intense or sparkly or stripy. It really meshes beautifully into the skin and gives you a very natural looking but still poppy type of glow. For the eye products that I have in here, I've definitely kept it fairly simple just because my day-to-day eye looks have been very simple. The look that I showed you guys today has been my go-to look over the last couple of weeks, and it's basically been like all that I've been wearing day to day. And that look is this really nice, very soft, smoky winged liner effect. I love a smoky wing, especially for day to day, because it still gives you the effect of a wing, which is that really nice, like lifted, elongated effect. You do not have to worry about the precision that comes with making a winged eyeliner. So what I've been doing is I've been using the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Cocoa. This has been a huge staple of mine for years, and it's basically just a very, very, very dark brown cream eyeshadow. And so you'll see in the application, but what I do is I just kind of stamp it on the outer corner of my eye, and then I take a very, very small brush and I just blend the color towards my lid, and then I take my finger and I drag it along the edge of the wing to sharpen it up, and it gives me every time the most perfect smoky winged look. And then to set that in place and give me a little bit more of a blend, I like to take a dark brown eyeshadow and a mid-tone brown eyeshadow, and I use the dark brown to set, and then I use the mid-tone brown to just kind of blend along the edge so that there's a little bit of like a fade going into my lid so that it looks like a smoky winged eyeliner. So for my eyeshadow that I have been using, this is the M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. This is such a perfect eyeshadow palette for every day. It really does have everything that at least I need. For the mattes, you have a dark brown, a mid-tone brown, and then a nice warm brown. Then you have these 3 very, very wearable metallics as well. This is another product that I've been raving about in a couple videos already, so you guys likely know how much I like this already. And again, I love how compact this is, so it doesn't take up a lot of room in my makeup bag. And then I also like to keep 2 of these M Cosmetics Cosmic Pearl Dewy eyeshadows in my bag. Wish is a warm champagne, and then Luna is more of like a cool toned champagne silver. And these are just amazing to have on hand when I do want a little bit more of like a glow and a pop to my lid. Today I used Wish on my lid and I really blended it out so it wasn't super intense, but you can get like a really, really, really wet looking lid with these guys. And even just putting one of these all over the lid and then blending it out with either nothing or a brown eyeshadow from the eyeshadow palette, you can get just such a pretty, easy, everyday look. And I like having the option of the warm or cool toned eyeshadow just depending on how I'm feeling, which is why I have both of these in here. If I'm in the mood, I always like to keep a liquid eyeliner, a black one and a brown one in my everyday makeup bag at all times because you just never know when you might need one, and I feel like these are just staples to have. The brown one is from Charlotte Tilbury and it's in the shade Super Brown. This is one of my favorite brown liquid eyeliners. And then this black one is the NARS Climax liquid eyeliner in Explicit Black. Love this one too. So for mascara, I typically have like 2 or 3 in my everyday makeup bag. I always have some type of tubing mascara and it's typically the M Cosmetics Pick Me Up. However, it's not here and I don't know where it is. It's probably floating somewhere in my office or in my house. And then I have 2 other normal mascaras. So the Lancome Lashy Doll is an old favorite of mine. I don't know if I could consider it an old favorite because it hasn't been around for too long, but it's been around for at least a year if I'm not mistaken. But this mascara is incredible. It kind of reminds me of the Benefit Roller Lash, but like even more intense. So it gives you a really lifted look to your lashes. Like this is one of those mascaras that you do not need to curl your lashes, at least for me, to give you like a really lifted look. And it gives you so much length and volume with 0 clumpiness, and it just is an incredible mascara, especially if you do want that drama. It gives it to you. This is the brand new MAC Stack Mascara, and this is probably one of the most buildable, intense mascaras I think I've ever tried. So it's called the MAC Stack because it is a buildable mascara, and like when I say it's buildable, it's buildable. Like with one coat, you get something that's just really nice and more natural looking, but if you keep on building it up, you will get something very, 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 very intense. And it gives you that like super crazy intense look without making your lashes fully clumped together. I definitely went a little bit more subdued with my lash look today. I could have built it up a lot more, but I didn't want my lashes to be too crazy today. For my brow products, I just have the Kosas Air Brow in dark brown. This is the brow gel that I've been using the most recently. And then for my pencil, I've been using the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Brow Filler in the shade 40 medium brown. On most days, I don't even really use the pencil and I just use the Air Brow to lightly tint and fill in my brows. But I do always like to have a pencil with me just in case I do want something a little bit more defined. And this is a really, really, really great pencil and I love the color of it as well. I've always said that Makeup Forever makes some of the best colors for the brows. Lastly, I have all of my lip products. So of course, I always like to keep some type of hydrating lip product with me. So lately I've been using the Jizu honey infused lip oil. I love the texture of this product. I would describe it as like a thick oil and it just feels very cushiony on the lips and really nice and hydrating. Also gives a gorgeous like glossy glow. So sometimes I'll just put this on and nothing else. And I find that it makes my lips look really nice. So this has been beautiful. And I also keep a Summer Fridays lip butter balm in here. This is another just great hydrating lip product. For my lip liners that I've been keeping in here, I have my Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine, a classic. It's a really beautiful warm nude. And then I also have the Buxom Powerline Plumping Lip Liner in Hush Hush Henna. This is what I put on my lips today. It's a little bit pinkier compared to Anywhere Caffeine, and I just find that it pairs really nicely with the 2 lip products that I have in here, which I will show you right now. Those 2 lip products are the 2 new lipsticks from Merit. These are lipsticks that I very recently just got that I have been testing out and I've been really, really loving, and they're really like my perfect everyday shades. So I just thought it made sense to throw them in my everyday makeup bag. So we have the shade Slip, which is more of like a neutrally brown, and then we have the shade Baby, which is a really pretty warm medium tone pink. And I actually have been really liking mixing these 2 together, and that's what I have on my lips today. I put Baby on and then I put a little bit of Slip just kind of tapped on top, and I find it just creates the most perfect everyday lip color. It's not too light, it's not too dark, it's not too pink, it's not too nude. It's just that perfect color, and the texture is also gorgeous. It's a really nice balmy texture. It's very, very lightweight, but it still has the impact of like a creamy lipstick. The last thing that I always keep in my makeup bag, which is not makeup related, is a perfume. This is the Nemat fragrance oil, and I always keep either amber or vanilla. I really love these fragrance oils because I find that they pair really nicely with a lot of my other perfumes. So if I completely forgot to wear a perfume, then I'm covered and I have a fragrance in my makeup bag ready to go. But sometimes when I want to kind of just give my perfume that I'm already wearing a little bit of like a oomph, and I like to just pop on a little bit of the amber or the vanilla fragrance, and it just kind of adds this really nice warmth and complexity to whatever fragrance I'm already wearing, and I always get compliments on it. So it's my little secret, and I have been wearing these for years, and I probably will never stop. They are so delicious. All right, guys, that is it. Those are all of the products that I've been keeping in my everyday makeup bag as of late. And definitely let me know some of your current go-tos in your makeup bag. I think that'd be really cool if you guys left your suggestions in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you did enjoy today's video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.